hunters are getting some changes. Let's start with Revenant. Last season, they reduced the radius of the Silence Furies. That change has played out well, requiring the Revenant to be more precise with their silent throws. Even now, Silence feels like the scarier part of the super, and we want Squall to feel more dangerous. Currently, the Squall storm is slow enough that you can kind of ignore it, or fight until it gets close and then relocate. With this speed change, we want players to prioritize relocating when they see an approaching Squall. Additionally, Squall will now stop when it touches a boss, which should make it better for single target boss damage. However, there is a known issue where the Squall will not start moving again if the boss moves or dies. They hope to improve this behavior in a future release. They feel they hit the Withering Blade slightly too hard in last season's stasis balancing. The following change should make it slightly easier to land while keeping the damage and slow duration at a reasonable spot, not splot. Silence and Squall. Increase Squall movement speed by 20%, and then the Squall storm now stops when it touches a boss. And Withering Blade, increased projectile speed and tracking by 10%. Middle Tree Gunslinger. We'd like to give hunters a large window to defeat burning enemies and trigger the Play with Fire perk. As such, they're giving the knife trick timer a 25% buff. So, the knife trick increased burning duration from 3 seconds to 4 seconds. Top Tree Gunslinger. The super has been through a lot. They intentionally reduced the effective range of 6 shooters several seasons ago to balance it against Bottom Tree Golden Gun. This change was then unintentionally reverted at some point due to an unrelated integration mishap, and then later de-reverted. Jesus. In any case, they're extending the lethal range of the super a little to reduce how often it required 2 shots to kill in the Crucible. So, 6 shooter. Damage fall-off now starts at 25 meters instead of 20 meters. Arc Strider. As they mentioned previously, melee supers such as Arc Staff are struggling a bit in today's sandbox where players move extremely fast, weapons hit extremely hard, and ranged supers handily win duels. We've extended the duration and slam range to help alleviate some of the Arc Staff shortcomings, but we'll continue to evaluate super dynamics and search for a solution that doesn't cause power creep. Additionally, Arc Staff needed a little love in high-level PvE content, so we've increased its damaged output there. Arc Staff. Extended passive super duration from 16 seconds to 20 seconds. Increased heavy slam detonation radius from 5 meters to 6 meters. Increased damage versus PvE combatants by 33%. Top Tree Arc Slider. Deadly Reach increased duration from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. And Middle Tree Arc Strider for Lightning Weave. Dealing damage with Tempest Strike now triggers Lightning Weave. Timer can now be extended by dealing damage with any weapon. Middle Tree Night Stalker. Spectral Blades does not allow its user Middle Tree Night Stalker. Spectral Blades not only allows its user to go invisible and vanish from radar, but also has one of the highest damage reduction values in the game, as the fantasy of this ability is that of a stealthy assassin and not a stealthy raid boss. We've decided to tone down the damage reduction. Looking at the data, Middle Tree Night Stalker is among the most successful subclasses in Crucible, so this change feels warranted. Spectral Blades. Reduced damage reduction during super from 52% to 47%. Reduced additional damage reduction when invisible from +5 to +3. Hunters had a surprisingly short section compared to Titans, but tune in next time for some Warlock action. Until next time, Guardians, stay safe.